Hello, this is your boy Susos back with another video. I want to go over a guide for my Crusader that I use for rift farming or bounty farming. When I do rift farming, I do it alone because you have a better way of farming keys the fastest by doing it solo than rather being in group. It's best to just do it solo. You get extra key chances and etc. But I want to go over the build that I play with order to actually farm my keys and farm my bounties, order to reroll my legendaries. So my set is 5-piece Valor. You want to get as much cooldown and damage buffs and resistance as much as possible. So you want to get 5-piece Valor, and the reason why we're going to get the 5-piece Valor is because of the Fist of Heavens is increased damage by 20,000%. So hitting with Fist of Heavens returns 5 Wrath and reduces damage taken by 1% for 10 seconds, stacks up to 50 times. You're getting 50% reduced damage taken, and you're getting 20,000% increased damage of Fist of the Heavens. Is the reason why we're using Valor. We're gonna also use 2-piece of captains. You can either do the pants and belt or boots and belt. So what you want to roll with on your captains is basically just your standard stuff. You want to get res because if you're playing Crusader, you want to get as much resistance over armor or regen. So we're going to use this for the reduce cooldown of all skills by 20% and reduce all resource costs by 20%. And then the 3-set bonus is damage dealt is increased by your percentage of cooldown reduction. Damage taken is reduced by the percentage of your cost reduction, which is really, really nice in all reality. For weapons, we're going to be using Fervor. So increases the duration of your steed charge by 2 seconds. In addition, killing an enemy reduces the cooldown of steed charge by 1 second. So it increases the duration and reduces the cooldown of it. Plus, while you're using steed charge, you gain 200% increased damage for 5 seconds after it ends. So every time you're doing steed charge and etc., you're getting a huge damage boost, and you're getting a bunch of cooldown. For rings, you want to go with Rachel Ring. So gain 54% more in movement speed for 4 seconds after fearing an enemy. And Stone of Jordan. I don't really want to roll for a socket. You don't really need it, but you can put like a defense gem in there. You can use Gizzard or something along those lines for a shield or some life. You want to use Stone of Jordan for the damage increase. We're going to be using Warshan arm guards here for every time you destroy a wreckable object, you gain a short burst of speed, which is going to increase your movement speed by a lot. You can use squirts. I don't really have a good roll of squirts. You're gaining 100% more damage, which is really nice, and it's going to be easy to keep up squirts, but I don't have a good roll one. And you want to use Zays and Gogok. You're going to be using Gogok for the cooldown reduction per stack of swiftness. You get 1%, and you get attack speed by 1% and dodge by however high your gem is. So I'm getting 1.72% for 4 seconds. It's 15 stacks. You're getting 15% more cooldown, 15% more attack speed, and a lot of dodge percentage. And we're using Zays for a bunch of damage, pretty much. So the farther away you are from your opponent or whatever you're facing, you get damage for every 10 yards between you and the enemy hit. Maximum of 68% increase at 50 yards kills. We're using Fissure for Fist of Heavens. Provoke for Flee Fool, which is going to proc your Rachel Ring. So your Flee Fool will fear your enemies. And then you'll get your 54% increased movement speed from your Provoke. You're going to use Iron Skin Flash for absorbing 50% of all incoming damage for 4 seconds. If you take damage while Iron Skin is active, your movement speed is increased by 60% for 5 seconds. And you can move through your enemies unhindered, which means you can run through a wall or whatever you want. And you don't have to be worried about getting stuck by minions or anything. So really nice to have that. We're going to use Nightmare for the burning damage when you're running around. and you can run through enemies unhindered as well. You're going to use Laws of Hope on Wings of Angels rune for the increases movement speed by 50% and the absorbed up to however amount of damage, and you get a shield around you for 5 seconds. And then you're going to use Prophet for gaining 150% additional armor, 35% more damage, increase your Wrath generation by 5 for 20 seconds. And you're going to use Heavenly Strength. So your damage dealt is reduced by 20%, but you also want that two-handed weapon. Long Arm of the Law, so your duration of active effect of laws are increased by 5%, 5 seconds. We're going to use Lord Commander for the cooldown of Steed charges reduced by 25%. And we're going to use Indestructible for our last passive for basically a cheat death. And your Akrat's champion is already going to be a cheat death. So if you activate it and you hit it, you die with your all your HP. You'll go back all the way up to full HP, and your Akrats will be deactivated. But then you have Indestructible as well, so you have like 2 cheat deaths. So let's go over the follower, which is the most important for key farming solo. So I got your follower can't die. I got homing pads. I got a Minfo Twilight for the attack speed. I got a flavored time, so when a pylon, when you activate a pylon, your effect lasts twice as long. You're wearing Nemesis bracers, so shrines and pylons will spawn an enemy champion. I'm using Witching Hour. I'm using Ring of Royal Grandeur. A Hellfire Ring for the 4.5% EXP. I'm using Ice Climber, so she doesn't get frozen or anything. And we're going to use 2-piece canes, so we get 5% more XP. And we're using Ring of Royal Grandeur for it, which activates her 2-piece canes, or you can run the 3-piece canes. It doesn't matter. But 2-piece canes and Ring of Royal Grandeur, when a Greater Rift Keystone drops, there's a 25% chance for an extra one to drop, which gives you a lot more keys. So it makes it more efficient to farm keys solo. Or you can put it on yourself and go through rifts and just pick up keys. And I'm using Tal Rosters for the attack speed, and I'm socketing it with intelligence, so it boosts up her intelligence. And I'm putting intelligence gem in my flavor of time. I'm using esoteric in the ring, but you can also just put topazes in there as well. I'm using a ruby in the helm for 3.9% more EXP. And we basically only really want this skill right here, Harmony. It reduces your skill's cooldowns by however amount of intelligence your helpers got. So you're getting 7.14% more cooldown on your character. And then I'll do a little showcase of how fast these runs are. But these runs are so fast, and it's ridiculous. Oh, almost forgot. So on your flail, you want to try to roll every 2 seconds. Call down Fist of the Heavens on a random nearby enemy. After casting Steed Charge, this effect occurs more rapidly for 5 seconds. So it's basically like automatic FOH, and it's really nice. So I hope you guys enjoy this build, and if you guys do, please drop a like and follow. See you guys next time. Peace.